الحمد لله الذي رفع السماوات بغير عمد والصلاة والسلام على الذي تم حسنه وبهاؤه وعلى آله الطاهرين الطيبين وعلى أصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Respected listeners, last week we discussed an incident in regards to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Today I want to briefly discuss the next ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ وَإِسْمَاعِيلُ رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. This lesson is a great lesson for all of us. Ibrahim alayhi salam had migrated from Syria, had left his young family in a desert with no inhabitants, no food, no water, no provisions. He left them tawakkulan ala Allah, relying upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyone else in that situation would believe that they have secured themselves Jannah. And today in our community, we make our child Hafiz of Quran, and as parents we think, Alhamdulillah, I've received Jannah. So there is an issue of complacency within our community. We carry out a few good deeds and we think that Alhamdulillah, I have secured Jannah. But the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam is giving us a lesson. That Ibrahim alayhi salam made such a great sacrifice that he left his family in a desert upon the hukam and the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he did not stop there. Why? مَا عَبَدْنَاكَ حَقَّ عِبَادَتِكَ. O Allah, we cannot worship you as you ought to be worshipped. So Ibrahim alayhi salam, being the friend of Allah, the Khalil Rahman, he knew that I've made a sacrifice, but it's not enough. I cannot fulfill the haqq of Allah. So Ibrahim alayhi salam proceeds to build the Kaaba, the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Quran mentions, remember when Ibrahim alayhi salam was lifting the foundation of the Kaaba. So Ibrahim alayhi salam did not stop at migration. No. He took the opportunity to build the house of Allah, the Baytullah. And the point I want to bring your attention to is the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam. From all of the acts of worship, the fact of the matter is there cannot be a greater act of worship than building the house of Allah. And that haram. But after building the haram, Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam proceed to make dua. Rabbana taqabbal minna. O Allah, accept from us. Now in the Arabic language, there are two words used for acceptance. One is qabul and one is taqabbul. And there is a great difference between both words. And my reference for this is Allama Idris Kandal, his Ma'arif al-Quran. He mentions qabul in Arabic means, O Allah, the action I am presenting to you is worthy of acceptance. O Allah, accept this action. But taqabbul, the word which has been used in this ayah, means, O Allah, the amal I am presenting to you in fact is not worthy of acceptance. Due to your fadl and karam, O Allah, accept my good deed. SubhanAllah, look at the ajizi, the humbleness of Ibrahim alayhi salam. They build the Kaaba and then they say to Allah, Rabbana taqabbal minna. O Allah, we've built your house, but really we believe that this action is not worthy of acceptance. O Allah, due to your fadl, accept this deed. This was the humbleness of Ibrahim alayhi salam. He carried out a good deed, but was still saying, oh Allah, is not worthy of acceptance, accept it. Where are we today? You know, Ramadan comes and we finish 1-2 Qur'ans and we automatically think it's been accepted. And then we compare ourselves to our siblings. I'm better than him or her because they've read less than me. My friends, a Muslim, بين الرجاء والخوف. A Muslim is always between Hope and fear. Hope of Allah's acceptance, but fear of rejection. And if we were to look inside ourselves, we would recognize that really, my friends, none of our good deeds are worthy of acceptance. Allah accepting them is the fadl and the karam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to bring this humbleness into ourselves. Because the Ashab Tasawwuf also mentioned that we have ujb and takabbur over dunya, but insan can also be proud over deen as well. We can be proud over our knowledge, proud over our actions. And this is very dangerous for a Muslim. So we carry out good deeds, but we constantly be in fear of our a'mal being rejected. This is important. Otherwise, it will lead to takabbur, which will lead us to the hellfire. And the last thing I want to mention, that the ulama of Tasawwuf mentioned, that Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam, both of them carried out the building of the Kaaba. وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدِ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ وَإِسْمَاعِيلُ. But if you look at the sequence of the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions Ibrahim alayhi salam's name at the beginning, and right at the end, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu mentions the name of Ismail alayhi salam. And some ulama have mentioned, what is the reason for this? Both of them equally took part in building the Kaaba. But Allah Ta'ala primarily mentions the name of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and right at the end, Allah Ta'ala mentions the name of Ismail. To teach the ummah adab, that Ibrahim alayhi salam was a senior, so the making of the Kaaba was attributed to him. And right at the end, just as a side note, teaching adab to the ummah, the name of Ismail alayhi salam has been mentioned. Someone asked someone that, does your mother live with you? And he goes, no, I live with my mother. The house is mine, but I live with my mother. And friends, adab is something that we are slowly losing. Adab is something we are slowly losing. When I went to study by my sheikh and teacher, Mutakallim Islam, Mawlana Ilyas Guman Sahab, Dam Barakatuhum, he invited me for lunch with him. And the head of Darul Ifta, Mufti Shabir Sahab, he said, Yousaf, when we eat with the ulama, we don't eat with them out of hunger. Ye khana talazzuzi nahi hai, ye khana azazi hai. That we don't eat with the ulama because we are hungry, we eat with them because eating with them is an honor. This is adab. And this is something we are losing today, my friends. We are losing adab. And in maktab as well, what do we find in most maktabs today? The children are slowly losing adab. Why? Because they know the rights. Ustad will tell me off, I can complain. But we need to teach our children adab from home. Because this is what the Quran teaches us. As a student of knowledge, and many of my friends, young ulama, I take out time to sit in the company of those senior to me. Why? Because I feel that I am in need of their suhbah. Because friends, the time I spent, 20 minutes I spent sitting on the dasarkhan with my sheikh, I picked up so much adab from that. Because when we spend time in the company of mashayikh, we pick up etiquette, we pick up akhlaq. And this is why I request the parents today, that take your children to the majalis of ulama. Take them to sit in the company of ulama, your children will grow up to be ba'adab. Teach your children adab and humbleness. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.